It was Christmas time on Sodor, and Thomas the tank engine was puffing on his branch line with Annie and Clarabelle. The snow made his work hard, but he still tried his best to be a really useful engine.
Today's work is done, old boy.
I'm not old.
You're not young either.
Anywho, this silly soft stuff is only making my trains more difficult.
But we won't let it stop us doing our work, will we?
Yes, of course. Without my service, the passengers won't be able to get anywhere. Beep beep, that's not true. Buses like me have winter tyres, and they never let us down. I can take anybody, anywhere. But buses can't plough through the snow like engines can. Just watch me. Oof. A little help, please. Better luck next time, Bertie. Every year on Christmas Eve, Thomas and his friends pull a special train called the Christmas Special. It goes from Crovan's Gate and ends at Knapford. When the train reaches the last station, everybody sings and cheers. Thomas is pleased to lead the train each and every year. But this year, the Fat Controller had some bad news.
Good evening, Thomas. I have some rather unfortunate news for you.
What is it, sir? Let me guess. Has silly old Golden fallen in a ditch again? Thomas chuckled.
I'm afraid that's not it. The snowfall this year has certainly been significant. Although the snow has melted now, last week's fall has created more jobs to be done, meaning that the other engines won't have any time to pull the Christmas Special.
That's certainly a shame, but I'm sure I'll be able to pull the train on my own. Sir Topham Hatt frowned.
That's not all. More snow is expected the night of the train. No engine will be able to plough through it.
Even with a snowplough?
Even with a snowplough.
Thomas felt most upset. Very well, sir. He idled sadly. The children will be very disappointed to hear this news. And so am I. The next day, Thomas was pulling his usual trains on his line. Beep beep. Don't think that I forgot, Thomas. You left me after you. Influenced me to crash into the snow. But what's with the sad face? Bertie asked. The Fat Controller has cancelled the Christmas Special because the other engines have jobs to do that day, Thomas answered with a frown. Oh, a shame it is. But can't you and me take the passengers? I know it wouldn't be a Christmas Special, but perhaps a Christmas Special and bus? I wish that was the case, Bertie, but the snow on Christmas Eve will be too much for the both of us, said Thomas. Ah, maybe you can think of something, perhaps a solution. I must go now. See you later, Thomas. Bye, Bertie. Thank you for the idea. What can I do to bring back the Christmas Special? Thomas thought to himself. Then an idea flew into his funnel. Driver, I know what to do. We have to go to the sheds immediately. And he puffed quickly away. When he arrived, all the engines were resting. Poor Percy was rather cold. Hello, everybody. I'm sure the Fat Controller told you the Christmas Special is cancelled, he asked.
Yes, Thomas, we heard.
Edward said.
I'm very sorry, Thomas. I know you liked pulling that train.
Percy shivered. Never mind that, Percy. I have an idea. I understand you all are busy on Christmas Eve, so what big jobs do you have?
Well, James and I are taking logs to Crovan's Gate for everybody's stoves.
Edward replied.
Gordon and I are pulling a goods train,
said Henry.
Toby is taking passengers to Knapford, and I'm pulling some trucks to Wellsworth,
said Percy. Toby's passengers can come in the Christmas Special, and Murdoch can pull the logs, Percy's trucks, and Henry and Gordon's goods train. He's a strong engine, so I'm sure he can do all that, Thomas said cheerfully.
Pah! I'm not letting that silly engine take my jobs. I just won't,
the proud engine said.
But Gordon, if you join Thomas, you'll be able to pull passengers.
And if you pull your train, you'll have to pull a goods train. Ho ho!
Laughed Henry. Hurrah! Oh, hurrah! Thomas cried. The next morning, he puffed quickly to Sir Topham Hatt's office. Sir!
Slow down, Thomas. What is it?
I've come up with a brilliant idea. And he told the Fat Controller about his plan.
Murdoch will be available on Christmas Eve, but there's still the problem of the snow. Even with so many engines on one train, it will be very easy for an engine's wheels to derail.
Of course. I'll be back soon, sir. Thomas puffed away quickly to find Harold. When he did, he told him the situation. Your propellers can blow all the snow off the tracks. Will you help us?
I would be honoured to, but my propellers aren't powerful enough to blow snow.
Thomas wasn't going to let this stop his train. Well, Harold, you will just have to try then. Thomas puffed back to tell the Fat Controller about the arrangement, but he didn't tell him that Harold couldn't clear the tracks.
Well, Thomas, I suppose that with your good idea thinking, the Christmas special is back on.
Thomas beamed from buffer to buffer. A few days later, it was Christmas Eve. Luckily, the snow did not fall, so the engines didn't have to go through any trouble. Harold still came along for the journey. As the engines admired the train and lights, the children were getting in the coaches, but the station master soon found that the coaches were full. "Whatever will we do now?" he said. Just then, a familiar-looking bus came to a stop. "Beep, beep. Hello. You engines are very fortunate to pull such a lovely train." "That's it," Thomas said out loud. "Bertie, we need you to take some of the passengers. The coaches are all full." Bertie couldn't believe what Thomas had just told him. Jolly well. Very jolly well. Very, very jolly well. The engines were getting ready to start, and Bertie started his engine. All the engines reached out steam and blew their whistles. Toby, who of course can't whistle, rang his bell, and Bertie blew his horn. Up above, Harold's propellers spun round and round. The 7-engine Christmas special began, and the engines, bus and helicopter started making their way to Knapford. Everybody was having a stellar time, but Thomas was most of all.
We're doing it well! Oh, we're doing it well!
Cried Gordon.
I haven't gone at this speed in ages. Ho ho!
Edward said. "Beep, beep, beep," Bertie's horn exclaimed. What fun! Oh, what fun indeed! When the train finally reached Knapford, everybody sang and cheered. "We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year."